Grab your nuts and bark. Hoof, hoof, hoof.
Comedy. If they want to try and stop the funny. Fox News did an expose on Dave Chappelle speaking his thoughts and feelings about the current state.
Comedian Dave Chappelle is opening up about cancel culture on his podcast. He revealed why he thinks free speech is under attack.
Now, have not been saying that? Freedom of speech. It's the same thing with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, who else? Who else they try to cancel? Kanye West, Kyrie Irving. I know these names are like buzzwords to people, but at the end of the day, what have they done to harm anyone? They haven't shed any blood. They haven't done anything. They encourage people to live life on their own terms. Undoubtedly, that appears to be the wrong thought. They want you to have a thought. The thought police are forming people. And they're attacking. Kind. Let's hear what Dave has to say.
I'm not even mad. They take issue with my work. Good, fine. What I take issue with is the idea that because they don't like it, I'm not allowed to say it.
Exactly, Dave. That's my issue. God damn it, you don't have to listen. What kind of mind control bullshit is this?
Art is a nuanced endeavor. I have a belief that they are trying to take the nuance out of speech in American culture, that they're making people speak as if they're either on the right or the left. Everything seems absolute, and any opinion I respect is way more nuanced than these binary choices that they keep putting in front of us.
I agree with that, Dave. 100%. There's not one person in which that I've ever agreed with 100%. There's not one person that I've ever disagreed with 100%. Because the truth of the matter is that their cliche saying is absolute truth. A broke clock is right twice a day.
So I don't see the world in red or blue. It's just people.
Yeah, man, I don't see the world in Crips and Bloods. Huh?
Well, I agree with on some things, but not other things. It's just what it is.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
We'll never be able to stop the funny because we all know. We learned about it in class. The harder you try to stop laughing, the harder the laugh got to come out. The laugh is going to come out.
I feel bad for Dave Chappelle because
This has divulged into not just protests and cancellations from venues. It's also, he's been...
She looks like she got to use a straightening iron to get her hair straight. She looks like normally, like if she goes swimming, she get down with an afro.
on the opposite end of receiving end of violence as a result of this. Remember when Isaiah Lee was the suspect carrying a replica gun and a knife blade? He jumped on the stage and tackled Dave Chappelle when he was playing at the Hollywood Bowl in 2022 last year. So, you know, it just, what happened to live, let live? If you're going to be offended, you don't have to listen to it, and you can literally turn it off.
Exactly. You have freedom of choice. Freedom of choice. Remember that? Pro-choice. Aren't you pro-choice? Wait a minute. We got a little security thing happening. That was my security guard. The compound is secure.
If you don't want to watch it.
I'm a huge Dave Chappelle fan. It's a little rude, a little crude. It's not for everybody. But if you really listen...
It's not. It's clever. It's edgy. And it's kind.
Listen to what Dave Chappelle's saying. If you really kind of break it down, he's making a point that I think most people would look at it and say, wow, okay.
That's the true art of comedy. Any comedian that you've ever really enjoyed. You go back to the classics, Paul Mooney, Stephen Wright, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy. Pick one. Marquez the greatest. I mean, pick one, right? You'll hear the moral of the stories, so to speak. I mean, of the comics that stand the test of time. You know, words, truth is timeless, right?
Okay, I like that. But, you know, he is 110% right. Just because somebody else doesn't like it doesn't mean you just have to shut it down. So I think Dave Chappelle is spot on. He is one of the funniest guys in this country, but you really have to kind of listen to it. Again, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, act like he's one of the edgiest comics out there. He's not. He's not. He's one of the more tame ones, to be honest.
And here's why he thinks people protest him.
I feel like they wanted me to say something inflammatory. In a weird way, I think some of them had the intention of inciting violence against themselves for publicity.
Oh, attention seekers, worse than the hecklers, perhaps.
Well, see, now that they're actually touching upon exactly what Eddie Griffin was talking about in the previous clip I did. You might want to click on that. You should. Like Eddie Griffin was talking about that the people that go to comedy shows in order to disrupt it, that they're audience plants sent by them folks to attempt to control speech. And if you control speech, you control thought. Motherfucker. Hey, man. Say, man, it's another great day that the Most High has made. You know, it's the often imitated, never duplicated, but most loved and most respected. Marquez the greatest. It's the 13th one. One of them ones, you know. All right, y'all. But you never want what you need and never need what you want. Persona. Be careful. Be careful, fam.